Let me ask you a simple question. Have you ever walked into a building you're responsible for and you felt that something was missing? Not broken, not unfinished, just empty. It functions, people use it, money was spent on it, but it doesn't move anyone. It doesn't shape behavior. It doesn't say what it's supposed to mean. And deep down that bothers you because this place matters. Most people think the problem is style. They say it looks dated, or it needs to be refreshed, or it just needs better finishes. But that's not the real issue. The real issue is placelessness. Placelessness is what happens when a building exists without a clear reason for being, when it doesn't communicate its purpose, hierarchy, or meaning. From your perspective, placelessness shows up very concretely. People walk in and don't know how to act. They don't know where to look. They don't know why the space exists. So they drift, they disengage, they leave unchanged. And that's frustrating because you didn't build this place just to house people. You built it to form them. Placelessness makes leadership harder. Every decision becomes subjective. Committees argue over preferences because there's no shared vision guiding choices. You spent time and money fixing symptoms instead of solving the root problem. You hear things like, something feels off. It's nice, but I can't explain it, but it just doesn't feel right. And that's the worst part. You can't name the problem, so you can't fix it. Over time, the cost compounds. Lower engagement, weaker reverence, and emotional impact. A space that slowly becomes interchangeable with any other building. And you're left carrying the weight of responsibility, knowing that this place could do much more, but it isn't. Here's the truth that most people never hear. Placelessness does not come from bad intentions or lack of funding. It comes from treating buildings as containers instead of formulative realities. When meaning is left vague or added too late, design decisions default to efficiency, trend, or compromise. The building ends up functioning, but it doesn't speak. And places that do not speak cannot shape belief, behavior, or memory. Now imagine the opposite. Imagine walking into a place and immediately knowing why you were there, what matters most, how you're meant to move, gather, or be still. You don't need a sign to explain it. The architecture does the work. This is what happens when design begins with meaning, when place is ordered intentionally, not accidentally. Decisions become clearer, conflict decreases, resources are spent with confidence. And most importantly, people feel something real. They slow down, they pay attention, they remember the experience. That's not an accident. That's the outcome of proper design. When placelessness is replaced with true place, the results are tangible. The space supports its purpose naturally without explanation. People understand why they are there and why it matters. Engagement deepens, reverence increases, meaning becomes visible. Leadership feels relief instead of pressure. Decisions are guided by a shared vision, not personal taste. The project moves forward with clarity instead of fear. You don't have to defend the space anymore. You can stand behind it with confidence. And years later, the place still works. Because it wasn't built on a trend, but it was built on meaning. So the real question isn't, can you afford to design this well? The real question is, can you afford to live with placelessness? Because once a building is finished, it shapes people every day, for better or for worse. And the opportunity you have right now to clarify meaning before decisions are locked in is rare. Places matter more than we've been taught to believe. They form us quietly over time. And when a place finally aligns with purpose, something changes, not just in the building, but in the people who inhabit it. If you felt that something is missing, now you know why. And more importantly, you know how to fix it. So thanks for joining us today, and we'll see you in the next video.